Episode 6, baby. We're going to Catalina, just me and Sam. In the Newport to Ensenada race, we were coming the opposite way that night. Yeah. Oh my God, did we? Yeah. That was cool. You guys headed to Catalina? Sam's telling me that I should tie myself into this winch because I keep falling off here. You can see the gap is ever increasing. So it is an oddly wet ride. The waves aren't large, but everything is soaking wet, and I'm here in full fall weather gear with 2 jackets on, and I'm still cold. It's like bone-chillingly cold. Sam's in the cabin, just resting in the warm, and I told her that I would take the watches tonight. So I'm just sitting here waiting to pass the shipping channel, keeping an eye out, and I'm gonna tack the boat, and eventually we'll point towards Avalon again. Well, it's amazing. Feels like we can never do one trip fully by sail. We always got to use the motor. So here we are. We just crossed the last shipping lane, the outbound shipping lane, and the wind completely died. We were spinning in circles waiting for the wind. So we decided to fire up the Iron Genoa, and we're pointed straight towards our destination, traveling at 2.8 knots, just idling the motor. So yesterday we attempted to drop anchor right there with those boats, but it was way too deep. It was 140 feet, and we only have about 180 feet of chain and road. So naturally our anchor didn't set. So then we came and picked up this mooring ball, this gigantic mooring ball, and oh man, this thing is crazy. And then someone from the harbor department came promptly at 2 o'clock in the morning to charge us. But their Visa machine wasn't working, so they said, okay, you know, you guys got lucky this time. You guys can sleep for free. But 8 o'clock sharp you have to be off the mooring ball. So it's 7:45 right now. I'm gonna fire up the diesel and we're gonna head over to Two Harbors. Wow, Harbor Department was here lickety-split. As soon as they saw us walking around the boat, they were here to collect their $47 for the 4.5 hours that we stayed on the mooring. Thanks, guys. I know they're just doing their job. They're just the employees. They do what they have to, but it does seem kind of
not nice.
Yeah, not nice when we get here at 2 in the morning and they fiddle with our payments for an hour. We don't go to bed till 3 and they're like, all right, 8 o'clock sharp, you need to be off the mooring ball. Oh, and we'll charge you for a full overnight. Kind of sucks. Exactly where Derek and I were trying to anchor next to Lone Point when the propeller shaft fell out of the boat. So we were right here, and then luckily the predominant wind is coming around this point and pushing us away from the island. But what really freaked me out when that happened was that the wind actually curls around, so it actually pushed us into this rock face, and we actually had to bust out the oars and paddle the sailboat into the predominant wind, and then we got carried away, and I could dive on the boat and see what the heck was happening. And we did all of our repairs kind of in this area. Alright, so we're anchored here in Two Harbors. We've got the Danforth anchor on the stern, and we've got our knockoff Secure on the front. So I think we're gonna get ready to go to shore here. Whoa! Oh yeah, this is the main trail. Very cool. Oh, that was awesome.
Look at all the boats coming in out there.
We made it to the small village of Two Harbors and were surprised to find clean public restrooms, a restaurant, cafe, ice cream parlor, and a fully stocked market for last-minute supplies. There were hikers, boaters, and campers buzzing around the village. You could tell there was 4th of July energy in the air. If you're exploring the Channel Islands or Catalina, the market at Two Harbors has everything you can possibly need, including fresh produce, frozen foods, your favorite alcoholic beverages, pharmaceutical supplies, and even a gift shop if you're so inclined.
Ice cream, baby. We just met up with a couple that lives full-time on their sailboat from San Diego. And she's Brazilian. I think her name was Catalina.
Yeah.
And the guy's a dive instructor. I forgot his name though. And we exchanged our information, and we're gonna follow them on Instagram and see what they're up to. So they're living full-time on their boat, just exploring the Channel Islands. I think that's really cool. They're living the dream.
After that tasty butter pecan ice cream, we checked the bulletin board near the docks for information on nearby trails and settled on summiting a peak called Torquemada on the backside of Catalina. Luckily, the Isthmus of Catalina is less than half a mile wide and 42 feet at its highest point, so getting to the backside isn't an issue from Two Harbors.
That's cool. Here we are at Ballast Point on the backside of Catalina Island. And it's blowing. It's blowing probably 12 to 15 knots on the backside. Pretty cool. You can see Mount Baldy right there, and over here you can see Santiago in our neck of the woods in Cleveland National Forest, and behind it looks like you can see Gorgonio. Almost every day we look out and we look at these mountains on Catalina, but this is the first time I've looked back at mainland and seen what our mountains look like. Pretty far, isn't it? You need a dinghy.
Yeah. You need permission to...
So we're hiking back to Ambrosia now, and the smells, we're hiking through campgrounds, and the smells are so enticing. It smells like barbecue and marshmallows and hot dogs, and yeah, it's great. So here's where we are. We're almost there.
Wow, they have like a full tiled kitchen.
Yeah, that's a nice campground. That's a private campground. Bahia Azul. And this is the other campground here, the Catalina Conservancy campground. And we're anchored just over there, so we're almost home. Rise and shine, sweetheart. It's time. We need to have hot chocolate.
It's time for what?
Hot chocolate.
Oh. Okay.
I've been repairing the mast pack. I'll show you how I've been doing this. So I've got a little machine needle on this, I don't know what this is called, a mandrel. I've been doing a machine stitch here to repair the mast pack where I ripped it at the beginning of this journey. You know, they say it wouldn't be a boat trip if
if something didn't break. That's true. So I'm going to do a few stitches here for you to see what this is like. This is a time-consuming job, but I think having a hand sewing kit on board is essential to any sailing vessel. If you group the materials of the modern sailboat, they fall into 4 categories: metals, resin composites, thermoplastics, and textiles. Although it is incredibly tedious and time-consuming, you don't need a monster sewing machine to repair the thick textiles on a boat. With a proper handguard and needle, you can sew through the mainsail and just about anything else you'd need to repair. Eventually, I'd like to equip this boat with a small 3D printer and electric foundry to be able to fix plastic and metal components that fail. Perhaps I'll make a video about that in the future. But for now, I'm going to finish this sewing job and then go diving with Samantha. I can't wait to explore the blue world that is waiting below the surface.